Hey everyone! Hello, hello! As always, I hope this video finds you in good health and in good spirits. So today's video takes us inside one of the most unusual government programs ever funded, the CIA's Project Stargate. For over 20 years, U.S. intelligence agencies spent millions investigating psychic abilities, specifically something called remote viewing. Could the mind really see across oceans and spy behind enemy lines? Well, the story begins in the 1970s during the Cold War. Reports reached Washington that the Soviet Union was spending millions of dollars researching psychic phenomena. The Soviets weren't just dabbling, they were testing telepathy, psychokinesis, and what's called psychotronic weapons. American intelligence feared a psychic gap, much like the nuclear arms race. So in response, the CIA and later the Defense Intelligence Agency, known as the DIA, funded secret research. This evolved into Project Stargate, housed at Fort Meade in Maryland. The central idea? Remote viewing, the supposed ability to describe or sketch distant targets using only the mind. Remote viewing wasn't like Hollywood mind reading, it followed a structured process. A viewer sat quietly in a room. They were given coordinates, a sealed envelope, or just a vague task like describe the target. They wrote impressions, shapes, colors, feelings, or sketched images. Analysts compared their notes to the actual target. The results? Sometimes laughable, sometimes jaw-droppingly accurate. Pat Price, a former police officer turned remote viewer, was asked to describe a secret Soviet facility. He produced sketches of giant crane-like structures and detailed the layout of the base. Later, U.S. satellite photos confirmed the presence of those cranes. Intelligence officers were stunned. How could he know? Army officer Joseph McMoneagle was viewer 001. In 1979, he saw a new type of Soviet submarine under construction. He described its shape, unusual design, and even the size. Months later, spy satellites confirmed a Typhoon-class submarine exactly as he had described it. Viewers were sometimes given just longitude and latitude. In one case, the target was a secret research facility. The viewer drew a complex building with cooling towers, unusual walls, and a dome. When reconnaissance photos came back, the sketches matched almost perfectly. Remote viewers were tasked with locating American hostages in Lebanon and Iran. They described conditions inside buildings, the number of guards, and even the emotional state of the captives. The accuracy varied, sometimes eerie, sometimes completely wrong. Still, the intelligence community paid attention when conventional methods failed. Then in 1984, a viewer was asked, without knowing the target, to describe certain coordinates. Later revealed the coordinates were for Mars 1 million years ago. The viewer described pyramids, tall beings, and a dying planet. Was it imagination, subconscious, memory, or a glimpse into something extraordinary? Funded by the CIA, Army, and DIA at different times, conducted research with the Stanford Research Institute, known as the SRI, in California, led by physicist Russell Targ and Hal Puthoff. At its peak, about 20 trained viewers worked at Fort Meade. They handled hundreds of missions, from Soviet military secrets to counterterrorism. By the early 1990s, skepticism grew. Critics argued results were inconsistent and not actionable. Then, in 1995, the CIA commissioned a review by the American Institutes for Research. The verdict? While there were some successes, overall, reliability was too low for military or intelligence use. That's when Project Stargate was officially shut down, or so they say. After 20 plus years, millions of dollars, and thousands of sessions, the U.S. government walked away. Even though the project ended, its impact lingered. Even to this day, declassified documents reveal stunning transcripts and sketches that can't easily be explained away. And former viewers like Joe McMonigle still teach remote viewing today. And popular culture, from the men who stare at goats to countless books, keeps the legend alive. The Stargate project sits in that gray zone between science and paranormal. Some called it a waste of money. Others believe it was a glimpse into hidden human abilities. Project Stargate reminds us of two things. In times of fear, like the Cold War, governments will explore even the strangest possibilities. And number two, the power of human consciousness will possibly extend further than we even realize. Were the psychic spies real? Was it Cold War paranoia wrapped in pseudoscience? The truth may lie somewhere in between. So yeah, that wraps up today's video on the CIA's Project Stargate. So if you found this video as fascinating as I find it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with like-minded individuals. Until then, keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and remember, sometimes the strangest stories are the ones that actually happened. So as always, I hope you found this video entertaining, enlightening, or in some way beneficial. Peace.